Okay, so quick check of the most of the segments of the heart, the 17 segments, and the plaques or the apical four chamber view is the one which will give us the most of the details, and also you can see or even imagine that it will not be covering the posterior wall, and that is one drawback of the apical four chamber view. It will be having the septal, inferior septum and basal inferior septum. Some inferior part can be visualized, but it is the septum which is visualized. So inferior and posterior wall are very difficult to be seen in the apical four chamber view. Other than that, the apical, the lateral wall, the lateral wall, the septal wall are easily seen. The anterolateral and basal anterolateral, some part of the anterior part is also seen. Some part of the inferior part is also seen, but predominantly it is the lateral, anterolateral, and septal and inferoseptal. So mainly posterior and inferior parts of the segments are not visualized correctly. Then is the two chamber view. Similarly to the apical four chamber view, you just research counterclockwise, then we will be getting the two chamber view. Two chamber view is very important because we will be seeing the inferior wall, the apical inferior, the mid inferior, the basal inferior walls beautifully, and also the anterior wall. So two chamber view, apical two chamber view will give the missing segments of the apical four chamber view, that is the anterior and inferior wall. Only the posterior wall is not yet seen. So then the plaque, the apical long axis view, will be seeing the same as the uh, usual plaques view, that is the lateral wall and the septal wall. What is very important is the apical two chamber view to visualize the inferior and anterior. For the matter, inferior wall will be best visualized in the two chamber view. Then go to the base, the short axis view, the basal view, the mid and the apex view. In the basal view, you can visualize anterior, inferior septum, anterolateral, and also in the mid you can visualize anterior, inferior, and same as that one. So anterior, inferior, septal, and lateral. So these are the very important structures which can be visualized in the four chamber and short axis.